Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Crimi-Trent, and today is Thursday, and on Thursday I do art therapy. I'm not a licensed art therapist, but I just think that art is therapy, period. And we're going to work on a simple greenery exercise just to get your mind off what's going on around the world. I know the coronavirus is just in everyone's brains and fears right now, and I just want to be with you here today and just paint with you and help you just get your mind off it for a short time and think about something else so you can just relax and have less anxiety. And the more you actually do painting, it's very relaxing. It gets rid of anxiety. So let's get started today. Okay, so I'm going to go over my supplies. I have an Arches pad paper here. This is a 10 by 14 piece of a 100% cotton cold pressed paper. This particular exercise, it's nice to have this. You don't have to have this paper. I think you can use fairly inexpensive paper and still achieve this similar results. I'm going to be working with my long round brushes today. I have a Princeton number 8 Velvet Touch. I might use some thicker ones, but basically I'll be using this one and maybe another one. I have my water, my paper towel, and my palette, and I will go over colors and whatnot as I'm using them. I'll show you this. I had mixed some yellow with some burnt umber here to achieve this bright golden tone, I would call it. And I get it fairly creamy. It's like a medium wet consistency. It's not too dry, it's not super wet, but good enough that it fills up the belly of this brush. And this tutorial is just meant for movement and painting. It's stress relieving and anxiety relieving. It's just actually in the moment of doing. And so just by doing something that concentrates on something other than what you're hearing or you're seeing on TV or where your brain is going, you're looking at the color, you're looking at the brush, you're concentrating on the line. We're going to put a cross line just going downward here, like so. And with this brush, we're going to use this long point and the belly of it for our vantage. I'm going to fill up the paint on this. And I've shown you in a couple of tutorials that I've had how to make these leaves just by using this brush. You're just pushing down and pulling back up, down and up, down and up. And just do these simple strokes like this. As you're concentrating on the strokes, you're just not thinking about all the stress of the day, the news, what's going on. You're just thinking about the color, the line, the shape, getting the paint to flow perfectly so it doesn't puddle in one area. And we're just making this simple I wouldn't call it a branch. It kind of looks like some like fall tone color branches, but it's very simple. We're just pushing down and pulling up. Now I wouldn't go all the way down. I'd go halfway. Just keep like that. And you don't want it super wet. You want it to kind of dry. What's good about this particular paper is that it dries, it soaks it up paint pretty quickly, so it dries a lot faster than most papers, which is good and bad for some people who don't like the paint getting swallowed up. I'm totally drawing a blank. I'm like the particular wheat, that's what I was thinking of. It kind of looks like wheat, but it's not. Wheat has like just all like a belly at the end and then the stem. So it's a little different than that. It's more like a particular type of nature fern. Now we're going to mix this color, this green I have here. I've mixed several colors to get this green. I've mixed medium green with burnt umber. Now I'm using the paint mixing with the actual brush because it's very activated, it's very loose, so it's not going to actually damage my brush. And it's kind of an olive color, which I like. I might keep it on my, I think I will pat it on my paper towel just a bit because I think it might have picked up too much. Now we're going to crisscross this. Now, if this is super wet, it might bleed too much, but it's fairly dry. Just going to crisscross this. I showed a video of something similar to what we're doing today on my Instagram that was pretty popular. And this is just made up, you know, branches with leaves. So it's nothing that's very hard. And we're going to do a bunch of them. So again, you can do a similar type of leaf or change it up. But this brush belly comes in handy. You can make it a little bit bigger. Push down and pull up. Or connect them like this. And change it up. Just use this, see the point? You attach the point, the stem to the leaf. And just pushing down and pulling up. Just to get that simple shape. Because you want to wide up a leaf, we're going to have to push down and pull up a couple of times. As opposed to one singular time like that one. And again, as you see, it's starting to dry, but it's still wet. If you wanted to add in a little more ba-ba-boom or dimension to it, you can go and grab some Hooker's green that's a lot concentrated than what you have, mixing with some burnt umber, really dark green, and just dab it in the corners of those leaves and watch it bleed out. Now if it starts to puddle and it makes that horrible, what's the word? I'm so blank today. Just an edge that you don't like. You can always blend it out with your brush. Just clean off your brush and blend it. Almost make like an edge or a halo. Again, just go in and make your leaves. So I like to do tutorials where I talk as I go. So it's kind of like you're next to me hanging out painting. So right now we're hanging out painting as our therapy. Take our minds off the doom and gloom that you hear on TV. Because you don't need to have that in your head. It's not good to have that in your head. You know, you can be prepared, which is good, and have the news and have the knowledge of being prepared. But don't let it overtake your life. I understand if you're worried about, you know, loved ones and elderly. I mean, I have older parents too. Just concentrate on what you can do now. And right now, it's not helpful for anybody to be worried. It actually doesn't do you any good. It only makes you not well. So to get rid of your anxiety, I say, take up a paintbrush. Paint something fun. So we're just going to paint simple leaves and stems today. This is so easy. Anyone can do it. Now I'm still going down the stem here and crossing over the other one. And that has a nice effect to it. And it's translucent medium, so it's showing the other one through it. So normally in real life that would not happen, but it's kind of fun here. Okay, and now we're going to move on to another color. You can keep it in the green tones and yellow tones, which I might do. I had mixed up some turquoise up here because I thought I was going to do a different type of tutorial. But watch me take that turquoise and turn it into a deeper green. So I'm going to use my crappy brush that mixes paint. I'm going to grab some Hooker's green and I'm mixing it in with the turquoise. So now it's a turquoisey deep green color. So it's in the green family, but it's not blue anymore. And then we can go and add some burnt umber, which I'd love to do, and then it gets a little darker and deeper. And that's a really nice pretty color. Again, I'm going to grab that and put that on our brush. And this branch, we're going to cross down right in the middle. Now, thinking, well, we've got this two similar types of leaves. We don't want to keep it that way. So this we can make it kind of like, I'm going to say a cross between a fern and a branchy type leaf. So I'm just going to make like connecting branches leaves. So we're just making the branch and then connecting leaves to the branch. And it just changes it all up. So it's a branch, it's like a line, and push down a little bit, similar to this one, but a little smaller. And we're connecting that. That's a fun branch. So it's kind of like we're doing this in threes. The branch, and then the three coming off the branch. Or the twig, or whatever you want to call it. And if that dark color bled into that, that's fine. You don't want this to be so serious. It's just enjoy the task. Again, it's translucent paint, so it's kind of translucent over the other stems that we have done and leaves. But if it was a deep darker color, it would be fine right over it. And mine's bleeding a little bit because the other ones are still wet, but that's okay. It has a nice effect. And if you want it to be similar up top, you just go and add some paint. And it will balance out the fact that this is dark down here and it's not dark up here. But you're creating a whole nother type of branch just by adding the three prongs and then the leaves to it. If you don't want the bleeding effect at all, you're going to have to dry in between both of them, whatever ones you're doing. Now, something about greenery that makes everything calm, like you think of the eucalyptus tutorial that I had, and the actual plant itself is very calming, the smell of it. If you're feeling stressed out, either buy some eucalyptus leaves, or they have eucalyptus candle scents, things like that. Similar to lavender, but I don't know, lavender is very helpful with sleeping. Eucalyptus is really helpful for stress and allergies and anxiety. You know, you can be proactive in knowledge, but don't get yourself crazy and worry about stuff too much. It's not helpful for anybody. All right, so we finished this color and we've crossed over. Clean our brush. Now I'm thinking I'm going to put another one over here, and I might use a similar color that I used before here, but I'm going to add, with my dirty brush, some more yellow to it. Well, it's going to be really like a lime color. Put some water in there. So as you're painting and you have colors, you can add other colors to your colors and change them up. And that's what I do a lot in my work. Like, oops, I almost made a big dot. Not too much water on there. Again, I'm going to cross over and then come down. Now I'm thinking, might be a little too limey. So even though there's that like branch in there, I could still go in and change it up. Add a little burnt umber, and then it's going to make it olivey. Add some medium green, and then it's going to make it too green again. And then go back in, clean up your brush, and add that yellow. Maybe a little more yellow. Okay, so it's light green, but it's not as limey. And I can just go right back over that branch. No problem. So we're going to try another type of leaf pattern. And this one, these are all kind of push down, pull up. We might want to change the brush. I'm thinking we could do the tip of it to make the branches just like so. Going downward. But then change this brush to a different round type brush. I have several of these great oval brushes. This is a Princeton 1/2 inch Select oval. I've shown you many times the other ones, and then this is a great small teeny one which can make some great leaves. This Filbert number 8 Princeton Velvet Touch. The Velvet Touch series is great. I bought this at Dick Blick, and they have a good sale when you buy so many brushes. I think it's 5 brushes. It actually ends up being cheaper than you went to a store and bought 3. You're basically getting 2 brushes for free. So again, it's a great oval, and you can use it sideways or front ways. Let's try it front and pull up. Look at that. Cute. Right? These little bulbous kind of petal leaves. Just changes it up. And you're just pushing down and pulling up. You know, you're not creating anything special, and you're just using the brush to do the job that you need. Now, obviously, if you don't have this brush, you're going to have to create that, which is pretty simple. And actually, because it has a great flat, to this brush, you can use the side and make some more branches just by turning the brush on its side and then pushing down the middle again and making those leaves. Again, side, push down. It's very versatile in that way. So you can keep that color, you can add in some, let's see, I'll grab some of these other colors. Dab it, and if you want to dab it on the ends of the leaves, you don't have to do that. Just play around with it. So now I have a lot of greenery. I want to go back in and make some more golden yellows and yellows. So again, I'm going to grab my light yellow, some medium yellow, which is very orangey, and a little burnt umber. And we've got that golden color again. Just play around mixing with your colors. I'm going back to the long round brush. I want to make more of like a wheat thing. And actually I think, no, I don't want golden. I'm going to use more burnt umber. I want a brown. Let's offset all that. So let's get some brown in here. Okay, and then I'm going to crisscross that. Could even make it even more brown. And here you might do something like a wheat branch. Just feathering it out. A lot of strokes going into the branch, creating like this fuzzy wheat type branch. And I think we're going to add in a eucalyptus one going that way. You can add in some smaller ones. Again, this brush, put it in here and add some smaller ones like this. Just experiment with it. It looks like kind of like wheat. Go in and add some type of brown, darker browns to it. Play around with that. You don't want too dark because you kind of want to have this very soothing, medium toned design. All right, now we'll go back up here and we're going to grab some aqua. See, on the paint that's already dried. A little bit of medium green. And you got that greenish, bluish eucalyptus color. I might do a touch of burnt umber in here just to tone it down a bit. You could use red if you have that. You don't want to make it too brown. All right, so I dabbed my paper towel again to get the excess off. Then we're going to crisscross up in here, and I'm going to do those eucalyptus. I've added a little more burnt umber. I thought it was a little too bright when I put that line up. I could tell it. Now I could use this brush, go and use the fill brush, because we're going to just basically make those eucalyptus shapes, which is kind of like a circle. And I'm not liking this brush for that, so I will change this brush out. I do like the point for it to connect to the branch, but the rest of it's not working in my favor here. So I would clean that off. And I would go in and use like a nice round brush like this Winsor & Newton Cotman round number 8, or my trusty Grumbacher number 10, which I like to use because it's fairly big and it can get the job done faster. It has a little bit of a point. Now here I've noticed, because I have a bigger brush, which would soak up more paint, I need more paint. So I gotta create more paint. And now, of course, it's not gonna be exactly the same color because you're creating more paint. So this is why if you have something you have to paint like a ton of and you want it to be one color, make sure you make a lot of paint. That's what some people make a big mistake of not doing that. You really need to have a lot of the color mixed. Here I don't care if it's different tones because it's going to look more natural. But if you're working on a project that you like, that requires you to have most of the same color, you need to make a lot of paint. When I worked a lot in gouache, that's what I had to do. I had these storage containers and I had a lot of paint mixed up. I'm just going to add some dark tone of this paint right towards where it meets the branch. Some of these a little bit darker, just to give it variety. But you see, this is really simple to do. It's really pretty. And you just keep playing around, adding in branches until you get the effect that you're looking for. I'll probably continue this a little bit after this tutorial. But you see what I mean. You just keep adding in stuff. And you're going to create the effect that you want. And remember, it's fun. Just doing is what you need. Don't be afraid. So many people are like, oh, I'm too afraid to try this. I shouldn't try it. Just try it. What would happen to you? Nothing's going to happen to you if you paint. The world's not going to end. It's just you're going to enjoy yourself. Don't get caught up and it doesn't look like the tutorial and it doesn't look like this. Heck, I'm going to do a tutorial, which I'm dying to do. I'm going to get my act together with it. I'm going to show you a tutorial. Well, not tutorial. I'm going to show you a video of my sketchbooks from high school till now. Now, of course, the later sketchbooks wouldn't be like scenery and whatnot, because I design products. I design things that go on products. So my sketchbooks these days are like, you know, vignettes of snowmen or Santas and things like that. But when I was younger, I was looking through my high school sketchbook, and I was laughing at some of the things that I drew up. And how far I've come. It's terrible. I mean, ugh, I'm like nauseated by looking at it. But that's what I mean. Like, the more you do it, the better you get at it. Don't hold yourself back. There's no reason for that. I'm grabbing this and trying to make this more yellow. I think I need a yellow piece up in here. Yeah, something yellowish. Just feel like it. And that's what you do when you paint intuitively. You're feeling how the colors are feeling for you, the shapes, whatnot. Yeah, there you go. That's what it's all about. It's not about right or wrong. It's just about the actual action of creating something to get your mind off your day at work, the stress, the news. So there you go. I did a little cut off on my video because I was rambling. I didn't want to keep rambling. I just want people to be less stressed out and enjoy their day and just do painting. Relax. You know, life is hard, but this could be easy for you. Just enjoy. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope this relaxed you a little bit. And thank you so much for stopping by.